How do journals compare to each other? When we talk about choosing a correct journal, a good journal for our needs, we talk about the quality of the journal. Specifically, we talk about 3 numbers that I want to talk to you about. These numbers indicate the quality of the journal, and they're important because for many of us who pursue a career in research or a career in academia, these numbers will be used to judge the quality of our research. I know this is not fair, but people do judge your paper by the journal where your paper is published. So we need to consider the quality of the journal that our research appears in. These 3 numbers I'm going to talk to you about are published every year by the JCR, that's the Journal Citation Reports. And it is in Pennsylvania, and every year they add journals to the SCI list or remove journals from the SCI list. They basically maintain and own the SCI list. And you can visit their website and see a full list of all of the SCI, SSCI journals. The first number that we care about is called TC, or total citations. Now, total citations means how many times in 1 year totally has one journal been cited by other journals or by itself. Now, a high TC, let's say a TC of 1,000, means that last year 1,000 other journals cited this journal in their articles. And you'll notice that a TC will be higher for those papers or those journals that are published very often and that have many articles. Basically, if I publish many articles very often, I have more chances to be cited, so my TC will be higher. If I only publish 1 journal every year with 5 articles, my TC is likely to be much lower because I just have fewer articles that you can cite. The second number we care about is called the CHL, or the cited half-life. Now, the cited half-life means how recently are articles cited from that journal. So, for example, a CHL of 6 months means, on average, articles are cited 6 months after publication. Now, what's important about the CHL is that you can discover, when you look at the CHL, about what the editor wants. If the CHL is very short, that means the editor probably prefers the cutting-edge, hot research. If the CHL is comparatively long, then maybe the editor prefers more fundamental research that's good for a much longer time. The important thing is when you look at this number, the CHL, on your JCR website, compare journal CHL in one domain. Don't compare CHL between domains. They are booyang, right? For example, a CHL in engineering is very much shorter than CHL in biology, simply because biology research is likely to be relevant for a longer time than engineering research. So look at the average CHL for your domain and compare to the CHL of the journal, and you can see, does the editor like the hot cutting-edge research or the longer, more fundamental research? The last number that you're probably already familiar with is the impact factor. Now, impact factor means how many times in 1 year is one article cited by other journals. So 1 article, not all the articles, 1. So if you have a impact factor of 2, for example, that means that last year, on average, each article was cited an average of 2 times. Now, many scholars believe that this is the most fair way to judge the quality of a journal, because even if you publish few articles, if each article is important, you can still have a high impact factor. However, all 3 of these numbers are quite important and will be considered by your evaluation committees in the future when they're looking at your research. So they're things we need to consider as well when we are choosing a journal to publish. Now, sometimes students will ask me, how high an impact factor should I try to publish in? Should I try to go for a very, very high impact factor? Or or just get a low impact factor so I can be sure to get any paper before I graduate? This is a very tough decision, and it depends a lot, of course, on your professor and what your professor needs, because sometimes what your professor needs and what you need may be different. And I see this quite often, where professors need a high impact factor perhaps for promotion, and students just need any journal paper so they don't die today. And this expectation gap can be difficult to manage. One way you might try to manage it is finish one paper, send it to a high-level journal, and the next paper send to a lower-level journal so you can be sure that you get at least one article and can graduate on time, and then high and then low. If you send all of your papers to very top journals, they may all be rejected before you can get the paper you need to graduate. But if you send all of them to low-level journals, well, you'll be disappointed if they're all accepted. So by sending to high and to low, you can diversify your risk a little bit and hopefully meet your career needs, and at the same time perhaps get a good paper that can promote you to a higher level at the same time. Well, that's all that I have for you today. I want to refer you for more information to my blog, editing.tw/blog. I have lots of articles and more videos there for you about this topic and others, and you're welcome to join us. I've also written several books on this topic in English and in Chinese, and you can order those from my website, textbooks.tw, as well. I also provide editing and translation service with native English-speaking editors, and we are very good at rewriting and revising Taiwanese research papers for publication in international journals. If you need any help with this, please visit our site, editing.tw. Thank you.